Hi team, here's a screen recording where I explain session 1 and 2 of rotation 2. So rotation 2, as we talked about in the meeting, the first part of rotation 2 is a session on understanding the difference between the traditional ISP of the past and the current ISP process and why community matters so much. So this is like what a student Nearpod would look like. Let them know, guys. So we're in Innovation for Social Change year 4. This is the 4th year since the school transitioned into Innovation for Social Change from what was previously known as the ISP or the Independent Study Project. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. First, the next activity on your Nearpod is going to be a matching game. And so play the matching game. So here's what they'll see. One thing that you might want to show them is that if the definition can't be fully seen, that there's a little button at the bottom there where they can scroll and see the whole definition. Okay, so make sure that you tell them that they can expand the definition so that they can read the whole thing. They play the matching game, blah, blah, blah. And then you have them set up their digital notebook. So let them know, we don't take a lot of notes in this class, but it is, with some final projects and products that we do, it's helpful to have definitions of some important terms. And so because I had even told my class I wasn't going to have them set one up, and so I'm going to have to go back and just say, I had made that mistake, but Julian reminded me about, the benefit of previous students had mentioned around having a place where these important terms were stored, and so we're going to just set up a quick digital notebook. You can name it ISC 2021 and your full name. Share it with the teacher of your course. It can be a good document for us to have shared so that I could talk with you within the document or give you feedback around anything you're taking notes on. You don't necessarily have to share it with me if you don't want to, but I would, if you want to share it with the teacher of your course, you can, okay? So you give them 2 minutes to set up their digital notebook, and then we go, okay. So we just looked at some different terms, and we're going to come back to those terms in the matching game in a little bit, but I want to talk a little bit about what the process is for the ISC. And in your digital notebook, it's probably going to be helpful for you to write these things down. So what is the process for the Innovation for Social Change? 1, personal reflection and analysis of our individual roles within a given society. Part 2, systemic analysis and critique of the current systems around us through research theory. And ultimate part of that includes the recognition of where systems have failed. Part 3, you explain, is the collaboration with community and the intentional inclusion of other perspectives to create innovative ideas to address those previous identified systems failures. And then step 4, application of constant feedback to ensure measurable impact and the sustainability of an innovative idea once it's put in practice. So you just kind of go through each one of those slides. Basically, guys, what is Innovation for Social Change? I can tell you in 4 steps. It's these 4 steps. This is what our course is all about. And this is how this is different than the ISP, the Independent Study Project. Innovation for Social Change, as I'm explaining, is a 4-step process. You kind of bring back the words from the matching game. So you guys were just as a warm-up, you guys played this matching game. You had some time to look at some definitions, and hopefully through that game, kind of think about what each one of these words meant. From that process that I just explained to you, and you send them to the collaboration board, you ask them a question, with this ISC process just explained, which words from the matching game are most important to you for a successful ISC? So tell them, there's no right answer here, but I'm curious, now that I've explained a little bit more detail, the steps and processes of an ISC, what of those words from the matching game do you think are more important? Let them respond. Hopefully, they write things like collaboration is really important, measurable impact is really important, sustainability is really important, and you can kind of play off of what they write and then say, okay, I don't see too many people wrote Pasantía on here. Hopefully many of them don't write Pasantía. If a bunch of them write Pasantía, then maybe explore, okay, why do you guys think Pasantía? Let's go back to what is the definition of a Pasantía. But hopefully not too many kids write Pasantía. And then you can say, okay, so one thing is that we know that it's not a pasantía. That was one of the words that was defined. And there's nothing wrong with a pasantía. There's nothing wrong with an internship. But an internship being just a short period of time, and that was the definition in the matching game, a short period of time where an intern goes and just learns from a work environment. Why is this different than that? You're not just going and learning from a work environment. And so we know this isn't a pasantía, and a lot of you didn't write that word on the last collaboration board. So tell me a little bit why you think this is not just a pasantía. And then they're writing their answers to this in the, I don't have this opened all the way, and I should, but so right there, as the collaboration board, they're writing their thoughts and responding to each one of these questions in these collaboration boards. So the first collaboration board is just, based on your understanding of the ISC now, which words for the matching game are the most important. Hopefully they don't write pasantía. And then since they don't write pasantía, you say, why is this not a pasantía? And then you go into introducing them to the choice board and say, okay, so our activity for today is going to build on this new knowledge of like the ISC by actually just looking at really successful ISCs. There are 4 videos from 4 really successful ISCs last year, in particular, not just successful because I think so, successful because these were projects that won the ISC Outstanding. You have 20 minutes to watch videos from 2 of the 4 projects, so you just need to pick 2 of the 4 to watch. And you're going to be prepared, you're going to share out, so be prepared to share out. Suggestion in your digital notebook, write down, projects 2020 and take notes on this question above. Why do you think these projects won the Outstanding? Have them turn cameras off, go for 20 minutes, explore the choice board, and then put them, there's not a slide for this. When they come back, just put them in breakout rooms. Sorry, I forgot to add a slide for that. When they come back after those 20 minutes, put them in breakout rooms, have them just like 5-6 minutes. What project stood out to you? Why? Why do you think these projects won the Outstanding? And then, this is the exit ticket. Have them write in the chat. One thing you're excited about with the ISC and maybe one thing you're nervous about. For this one, I'll probably turn my chat to private so that they're just writing to me, and I'll tell them, like, this is just for me, guys. The whole class isn't going to see this, but you guys can do whatever works for your class and community. And that is Rotation 2, Session 1. So for Julian and Camilo, that's happening for you guys this Friday.